Hi everyone, welcome to another Truth Serum. My name is Celina Cordoba L, and I just wanted to thank everyone today for tuning in, even if you have a couple minutes, just to tune in to hear something that's, always not so planned. One thing I will say is that a little while ago, I did a post, a couple days ago, I did a post about, just the state of yoga and where I see it going. And as someone who does practice and has put, I would say, this is my 19th year of having taught and really invested a lot of my energy in not only learning the craft for myself, but also sharing whatever it is I learned with people that were coming out of severe injuries like myself. I kind of fell into yoga after having open knee surgery on both my knees, and having come from a pretty active background, I didn't necessarily want to stop being active. So for me, at around the age of, I would say, like 17, it's like really when I really morphed myself into it. I did the journeys, I did all of the certifications and traveling to India and all of these amazing things that I'm very thankful for now. But one thing that I did want to say today is that having taught yoga and having been a student of it, I never dreamt of a day or thought that I would actually wake up and witness women using yoga as a means to sell their sexuality or sell sex. Sex is totally something totally different than femininity and power. What's happening nowadays is a lot of women, I'm noticing, are morphing and mixing femininity and being in ownership of one's sexuality with nakedness, with salacious behavior, with doing things in the nude, way too explicit, that I would say there's a time and a place for everything. I'm not here to judge, and of course, if you have an opinion about something, or if you have a thought about something that isn't the same as what everyone else thinks, you're not only bitter, but you're whining or you're judging. I don't care what women or how women choose to disrespect their bodies if that's something that they want to do. Like I said before, there's a whole world out here that is welcoming women that are not being pressured to do these things, but want to do these things on their own. I remember a time where there was pornography existed, and you purchased a pornography magazine in order to watch or to look at women naked, in order to know what you were buying that product for. Now, there is no line. Excuse me. I've noticed women just take it out volumes and volumes of volumes. Whether it's doing yoga in heels, whether it's, everything is thought or has a thought that comes from a place of, at least for me, the intent was, humor, love, and honestly, when I started yoga heels a couple years, I'd say about a year and a half ago on Instagram, no one had that hashtag. I thought it was kitschy, and personally, I do little moves in heels, at home, just because of where I've come from. I remember when I couldn't personally wear heels, where it hurt my kneecaps and my toes to walk in heels just based on the scar tissue. So for me, yoga heels was like, ooh, kitschy way. Like, I remember how I came up with the thought because it was my thought. So I can tell you how I had the thought because I remember having it. When people do things, at least when I do, I don't think of how it, other people, I don't think of owning it or feeling like, well, this is mine. It was a kitschy thing. Hashtags are there to grow and to do all the things that hashtags do. But I didn't know that women would take it as far as they had, and they are, with doing yoga in heels. Please don't. Please be careful with your bodies and take care of yourself, in the sense that I don't practice in heels, but once in a while I'll do a little move in it just to test my balance. I didn't think that it was going to become a huge movement, but that's like anything. When I did melanin active yoga, I didn't think that, well, first of all, at the time, I used the term melanin because it wasn't something that a lot of people even knew about. And this is, I would say, in 2009, because my son was born in 2008. So 2010, I started my Melanin Active Yoga DVD, which was, you know, me out here in Miami feeling a little alienated from the whole yoga community. And I was like, well, let me throw on my bathing suit the way I always do and open this up to the rest of the world, to moms who might be at home and feeling like myself, you know? So that was how Melanin Active Yoga got started. I'm very thankful for how much it's grown as in yoga. I'm thankful that all the social medias have really inspired women to even know what yoga is or to start their own journeys and practices. Beautiful thing. I personally don't know how sexuality and feminine, thank you for walking behind, and feminine quote unquote magic, there's nothing magical about thinking of ways to reinvent how to sell salacious energy. That's not magic at all. Prostitutes and whores and women that have sold their bodies and that have, you know, done stuff in the nude do that all the time, and there's a forum for that. There's an environment for that. There's porno magazines for those types of energies and for those types of women and people. You can go to Amsterdam, know where to buy pussy and vagina. You can go to hedonism in Jamaica and do yoga naked all day. You can have naked forums and naked dinners and do all these things around other people that co-sign that type of behavior. But when this type of behavior, meaning naked, using yoga and yoga postures, the sacred art of something that was once sacred, now I'm just watching women do these postures and poses, but they're doing more than that. They're using yoga as a means to sell sex, and that is something totally different than practicing yoga. I just needed to make the discernment and to draw the line in the sand. Excuse me, meaning that we're not all in the same boat. Yoga's beautiful. There's so much about it that can look really open and can be very inviting to the eye. But we don't need to turn that volume up by doing these postures totally naked, okay? Once you do stuff like that, you're crossing the line of yoga. Now, you're a nudist who's using yoga as a means to sell the art of wellness, sell feminine empowerment. It's totally a crock of shit. It is not the same thing. I'm sorry, ladies, but whether you call me a whiner or not, maybe there does need to be someone that whines. I don't really care about the tone or how you hear me, much more the message of what it is I'm trying to say. And what I'm trying to say is that what is taking place in social media is totally not yoga. These women are using yoga as a permission slip or as a platform to showcase other things, whether they're selling, whether they're making a business out of it, teaching classes, doing whatever. You can't go to India and practice yoga naked. You'll be beheaded. You'll probably be raped. You won't experience what women think they're experiencing in the here and the now. And I had to say something because it's really kind of disgusting to me. What's disgusting is that, you know, I was reading something on Reddit the other day, and like these women, or there's women out there that talk about their numbers, you know, like how many sexual partners these women have had. And some of these women have had more sexual partners than their age. So like, for example, if you're 30 and you've had over 50 sexual partners, there's something a little off with you. I'm just here to let you know. Any basic psychologist will say to you, not only are you a nymphomaniac, but you're someone who enjoys the stimulus through the root chakra. You like being penetrated through your vagina. You like the attention, you like the energy, you enjoy sex. People can enjoy sex but not abuse sexuality. People can enjoy intercourse but not make it a sport. It is not supposed to be a sport in which you attract every Tom, Dick, and Harry in your neighborhood to exchange energy like this with. Personally, I am 38 and my number of lovers in terms of intercourse is lower than 3. So if I say lower than 3, now you know, papito, por favor, un familia, muchas gracias, muchas gracias. I had to ask him because I don't, I try to pick a spot that was quiet, but again, when you're doing certain things, you'll attract energy. So I'll sit here, and in the next 20 minutes, even though the block was vacant, about 3 people are to my right and 4 are to my left.